Hello students, this is Mr. T. Welcome to Algebra, and let's talk about the lesson for today. Hey guys, so the objective for today would be to evaluate functions given a certain value. Alright, so for these problems you gotta pretend that the function is a machine, some type of machine where you put in the number and then the answer comes out. Alright, so let's pretend that if my function f of x, so every time you see the f with an x, we say that f of x equals 2x plus 3, then we want to find, sorry about the typo, that should say find, we're going to find f of 5. So that means that because it says f of 5, we're going to plug in 5 to our function. So remember, the function is 2x plus 3. So 2x plus 3, which means I'm going to replace the x with the 5 because that's what I'm putting in. I'm putting in a 5. So I'll replace the x with 5. I'll put in parentheses. So 2 times 5 plus 3. So 2 times 5 is 10, and then plus 3. 13. So that means that the answer that comes out of it when I plug in 5 is 13. So that means that f of 5 equals 13. When you plug in 5, your answer is 13. Alright, so let's look at another example. So in this case, we have f of x equals 3x minus 4, and it's asking us to find f of 4. So that means we're going to plug in 4. So that's going to go into our function. And then we're going to replace the x with 4. So let's write it down. So we have 3x minus 4. Like I said, we're going to replace the x with the 4. And we're going to put the 4 in parentheses. So 3 times 4 and then minus 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then minus 4 will be 8. So that means that we have f of 4. So when you put in 4, you get 8. And I'm happy to know the answer. Just look at my face. Alright, let's look at the last example. So for the last example, we're going to look for f of negative 5 plus 6. And the function is 3x minus 4. So this one's a little different because it has a plus 6, not just the f with the negative 5 in there. So we're going to start with the 3x minus 4. We're going to focus on that first. We're going to replace the x with negative 5. So we have 3 times negative 5 minus 4, just like we did on the other problems. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. And then minus 4. So that will be negative 19. And then don't forget that we still have to add the 6. So we have negative 19 plus the 6. And once we do that addition, we'll have the final answer. So it is negative 13. So that means that when I do f of negative 5 plus 6, my answer is negative 13. So it's a little different, but not too different from the first problems. It's just an additional step that you have to do. Alright, so now it's your turn. So go to assignments and then click on the one that says notes 1.7 example 4. Once you click on it, it's going to open the Google Documents. Then with the Google document, you had a few problems, 10 of them. The first ones are like the first example I gave you when you just plug in one number. And then for the last two is like the second example I gave you where you gotta plug in the number, but you also you need to add or subtract a number. In this case, it's 1. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.